Okay. To be ensnared and cornered like a rodent, stalked and monitored leading up to such a polarizing event, chased and assaulted by being penetrated so deep and hard, repeatedly if I might say so, with a long, sleek, wide piece of pearlescent cutlery is not usually something most people would be fond of, and fewer people still would be enticed to congregate in such traumatizing affairs. Yet this is heavily performed and practiced by a certain group of anime women that, unbeknownst to me, is admired and adored, and dare I say praised by countless researchers, analyzers, and all-around degenerates. The yandere, or yandere. Yandere. I think of them admittedly quite fondly, as I find their tumultuous endeavors endearingly amusing, except for their bloody, life-threatening, morally unjustifiable and cruel treatment toward their obsessively esteemed romantastical interest. The habit and seemingly instinctual compulsion to take the lives of those who dare stand in the way of the person they want, or even the person they want, if it means no one else gets to have them, is jarring, to put it bluntly. I've already made a video on yanderes, and what I think could potentially afflict them to feel this way, and in turn cause them to do the things that they do, in the form of obsessive love disorder. This is a mental health disorder with many effects that I feel are highly representative of yanderes, such as the bearers of OLD, to keep excessive watch over the person they love, obsessively contacting said love interest, not respecting boundaries, constant need for validation, controlling manipulative behavior, extreme jealousy, only wanting to do something if it involves the love interest, and much more. This is all speculation, however, as I am not really able to give any psychological diagnostic, as some might argue that I am far too deranged and insane to do so. As well as the notion that these women typically have a fervor in their enamorment that I feel is still far detached from the 3D reality that is OLD, as most people with OLD don't just go on a murder spree with a sharp weapon typically of kitchen-oriented intentions, and embark on wild blood-soaked reigns of havoc and destruction in the form of stabby stabs. It really makes one think and ponder, not why they do it, as it is largely entailed to unrequited love and unhealthy enamorment, but rather, why do these anime yanderes always use a knife when other formats, techniques, methods, and weapons would be more efficient and arguably more effective? Why do they insist on playing the role of butcher and mounting their love and tearing them apart literally, while tearing apart their heart metaphorically? Well, after performing my due diligence and attempting to assess and get myself into the mindset of the yandere, I tried to carve apart this conundrum, and I got momentarily distracted, as I also wondered, why are there no femboy yanderes? It's an injustice and a shame, but I digress. That'll have to be something for another time. You see, I believe the reason for why many yanderes prefer the knife more than, say, scythe, poison, drowning, burning, mace, cannons, quantum blast, wrestling, succubusing, and radiation is simply because, as one might think, a kitchen knife is easily accessible and easy to use, and that can cause a lot of damage very quickly. Whether it be a utility, steak, chef, or sentoku knife, or the rare but equally as popular, I suppose, box cutter, embracing their love with one of these is likely inevitable. But is that really it, sorta? Is there no more to this loyal reverence to the knife? Well, I deduce it's something to do also with the fact that using a knife tends to be more personal and excruciatingly painful. So painful that one might think it as a form of calculated and divisive reprimanding to the love interest in question for not instilling their love and reciprocating it henceforth with equal measure. Put simply, it could just be a sly way for yanderes to make their love feel the pain they've been put through by not being loved back. There is also an enticing premise that I have come to propose, that of which being, what if part of the reason for the knives is knives leave a mark, to say the least? Leaving marks appears to be prevalent among those who are more possessive, and yanderes are the queens of objectifying possessive behavior, as various yanderes feel a sense of entitlement to the respective love interest, and maybe this is all in the name of unhealthy romance as they proceed to brand their love into eternity. I could just be overthinking, or maybe I'm onto something. You, my dearest degenerates, can be the judge of that. And with that, if you guys enjoyed this video, theoretically if you have watched this far then you do enjoy my videos, feel free to leave a like, subscribe to become a full-fledged degenerate researcher, analyzer, or full hardcore degenerate. Share this with anybody who you feel to spread my undoubtable, yet questionable and unconventional and loony knowledge to. Share what it is that you think could be the reason for why yanderes prefer knives above all else. And I'll be back to answer another question not even scientists can answer.